All right, we back at it. Chuck Dizzle, live and direct, man. You know we keeping it homegrown. You know we introducing you new artists or getting you familiar with artists you should be knowing about, people, creators, people that I just love seeing the journeys, just people that I have conversations with on and off the mic. And ladies and gentlemen, I got my homegirl up in here, man. She just had the Wray Experience. We were supposed to be doing this prior to it, but I think it's all God's time and it's all divine timing because I got a chance to get something crazy, an experience of a lifetime over at the Wray Experience. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody around the world, I'm going to stop slapping the table. I'm just excited because my homegirl is here, man. Wray. Appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you for having me. We long overdue, but like you said, God's timing.
God's timing, man. I feel like you are one of those individuals, man. Your reputation, your personality on and off the mic just speaks for itself, but a lot of folks, and I told you this, a lot of people are rooting for you, Ray.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And seeing you at the Wray Experience, I want to start there because I was just impressed. I've told you this, but I want the world to know because not only did you put on a show for yourself, and we'll get into why, but it's successful. You know, the people showed up and people were there. The common theme was just everybody wants to see you win. Yes. You know what I mean? I loved how moms was there, the whole best friends, multiple best friends. I got to find out how many best friends you got. You got a lot of them. But everybody wants to see you win, and I just love your story and journey, man. I just want people to know a little bit more about Wray. So let's start with the Wray Experience, man. How are you feeling now? We're a couple of weeks away, maybe a month away from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were promoting it heavy as you should. It's sold out at the Soul venue in Carson, my hometown.
Yes.
How are you feeling now that you've received the flowers in real time, seen the success of the show, and you put on one hell of a show as well? So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel like it was overwhelming during the process, but actually being there that day and in a moment, I'm like, I'm really doing this, you know, and just seeing everybody show up for me was just an eye opener. Like I'm always in my head about people supporting me. Like, of course I see it. Yeah. I see people reposting, showing me love, but it's like, I just still be in my head.
In your head, in what way? Like when you say in your head, like not enough numbers, not enough metrics, not the voices aren't loud enough, the platforms you feel like you should be on? Like when you say you're in your head about it, what do you mean?
I don't know, Chuck. That was a good question.
No, I'm just saying, like, what do you, like, for real, like, what are you thinking about? Like, even leading up to this, it couldn't just be this situation, but like when you say, you know the people are supporting and feeling you, feeling the love, like, do you feel like it's just in metrics and numbers wise? Like, is it, damn, I know I got 1,000 views, but I want 5,000 views. Right, exactly. Is it something as simple as that?
No, because I know I'll get there. Yeah. Like, you know, as far as when I start doing music to now, I see the progress for sure. It's just, I just battle with my own thoughts for real, as far as like people showing up for me. So actually seeing it that day, I was just like, wow, like I'm really doing this. I'm gonna tell
you why I think that is, right? I think it resonates with a lot of people when you say you're in your own head. We all go through the same thing. And I think that's why your story resonates with me a lot. Because people see, oh, Chuck is on Real 92.3. Chuck has had homegrown. And salute to, first of all, I got to say, salute to Chrissy B. She threw on an amazing event, music and media. Yes, they honored me for a leadership recognition award, which I was so humbled by that, right? Yes. But even with all that, and I received the flowers in real time was amazing. But even in that, I still be in my own head too. I'm like, oh man, I could be doing this, and oh man, we just get fixated on the other things. So that's why your story resonates with me, because the city loves you, right? Yes. The talent is undeniable.
Yes, sir.
But for whatever reason, we question it. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Even at Chrissy B event, you had said like it's kind of uncomfortable when people give you your flowers because you so used to giving everybody else their flowers. That stuck to me.
Really?
When you said that. Because
same thing.
I swear, like I don't know, like I'm very humble and modest, I guess. Like, you know. So when you had said that, I was like, dang, that's really what it is. Like it's kind of a battle to be in a moment like that, you know? But you deserve it, Chuck.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
Yes.
And let's go. Let's take them back just a little bit. For the people that don't know, you know, because I know there's a lot of people that are looking at you and hearing you, and it's like, okay, who is she? Like, who is L.A. Wray, man? Talk about your experience and journey in music. I know you started off dancing years ago, you clown dancing, grumping, and all that, right? Give the people the journey of coming up in L.A. and you know, getting a start doing that, and then transitioning into the music and, you know, poetry. I mean, there's a lot of different layers to L.A. Wray. So talk about that journey.
Yes, it is. So, okay, L.A. Wray, born and raised in Los Angeles, California, South Central, the district to be exact.
To be exact.
Yes. My big mama stayed in the 60s, and then me and my mom moved to Leimert Park when I was 8.
Mama?
When I was 8.
She's saying, yeah, Mama's in the building as well.
Yes,
man.
yes,
Shout out to
of course.
Mom.
She always going to be here. When I was 8, so I'm a district baby to the 10, to the T. And so during middle school, I had like a little red box I kept underneath my bed. I used to just write poetry. And I think that's honestly where it all started from.
Really?
Yes.
Do you remember your first poem?
I do not.
You don't?
I don't. I think I was just trying to just rhyme words, and then just during that time, of course, you know, getting into like middle school and stuff, gaining feelings, and just like back then people really didn't like chocolate girls. Like, you know, we was always clowned. So that was like my outlet, you know? And so
But she was battle rapping people, or just getting your feelings off?
Just getting my feelings
Okay, I thought
off.
she was writing like diss raps.
Yeah, no, I probably would.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could. I don't even know what happened to that red box. But I feel like it started off there as far as me doing poetry. Fast forward high school, I played around with it in high school. And then 2018, one of my close homeboys, he was watching Kamaya music video. And, you know, usually in her music videos, her and all her friends.
Yeah.
And that's all my music videos. So he was like, you could do this. Like, you know how to rap. So this was the year YG had dropped Big Bank. And I had did a freestyle. And then everybody was fucking with it. I was like, okay, I could do this.
So that was your first like official time recording, because everything at that point had just been written down, and I'm sure like maybe freestyling, just rapping, but not necessarily recording at that time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you did it. You got a response from. Now, is this something that did you put it up like on what, SoundCloud at the time?
Yeah, SoundCloud. Okay. It's still on there actually.
Really?
Yeah, I like going back to my SoundCloud so I can listen. I sound so different from when I first dropped.
But that's the beauty of it, right?
It
like
is.
to hear the journey and probably cringe when you listen to it. It's like, I could have did this. It sounded better. But I encourage artists too, man, because there's people that take down the music, and I get it. You know, you want to present it in a certain way, but I love like watching and hearing that, because you can hear the growth and hear the journey. And like I remember being in the studio with Kendrick when he dropped a mixtape. I want to say it was C4 or C5. But he sounded just like Wayne, right? And having a sound between Jay and Wayne and listening to Kendrick now is like night and day, you know, but it's all a part of his journey.
Exactly. So he found his voice.
But you have to kind of put yourself out there and you know, hear for yourself, but at the same time discover your own sound, your own voice.
And somebody had told me stay in the studio. So I feel like that helped as well. And just getting comfortable with like my cadence, my sound, my delivery.
Yeah.
And still having fun with it, of course, too. So
were you, the poetry was at an early age. When did the dancing come involved?
Oh, I've been dancing since elementary.
Okay, so the dancing was before the poetry, or was it around the same time?
Yeah. So I've been dancing since elementary. I was a part of a dance team. Used to have dance competitions. Shout out to Leah Wrights. We went to the same school.
Salute to Leah Wrights, man.
Yes, we was on the same dance team. Middle school, I think I didn't really do too much. I already knew how to dance, so it was just, you know, something to play around with. High school, I was a cheerleader, so halftime was my thing. So yeah, I feel like growing up, 106 in Park was my thing. So like just seeing the music videos, I always want to just always add choreography into my music videos some way.
Make sure that's always incorporated.
Because it's easy to rent out an Airbnb and a videographer,
right?
Like, you know, like no shade,
no different shade. Layers to it though.
Hey, you know.
Yeah. So I was having a conversation with somebody, I forgot who it was. Anyway, but we were talking about. I think it was post pop up.
Okay.
Pop up show. Pop out. Shout out to Kendrick. The pop out show. and they didn't know who Tommy the Clown was.
Oh wow!
Right, but I realized that's an LA thing.
Yeah,
you know, for people, this person was there, I think Virginia, so they were like,
okay.
so what's the significance? So if somebody from LA,
yeah.
How would you break down Tommy the Clown's impact on Los Angeles culture coming up as somebody growing up?
Jesus, that's like Battle Zone days at the Forum.
Yeah.
When the Forum was blue, red. What is it?
It
now?
was but it was
blue.
It was blue. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
blue.
Yep,
So like them type of days. And I just remember like my grandmother, rest in peace, she used to take me to all birthday parties, and Tommy the Clown used to just
popping up,
always
green
be
Mustang.
There.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I just feel like that's like LA culture. Like you know how LA, you think about palm trees, gold chains, like bamboos, Rolexes. You got to put Tommy Clown in there too.
Yeah.
Like everybody wanted Tommy the Clown for their birthday. Everybody wanted to dance for Tommy the Clown. Like I love that he's picky about his dancers. It's like, you know, but
anybody.
Exactly. So it's just a part of the culture, the LA culture, Tommy the Clown.
And I'm saying that because that was a part of the LA Wray experience as well, man. Making sure that the dancers was there, man. Talk about why that was important to showcase that. You had the lowriders in the front. I mean, it was the car culture. You got the dancers, everything that I feel like LA Wray embodies. You made sure that was, incorporated in the LA Wray experience as well.
Exactly. You literally said it. I just wanted it all to represent me. It's so crazy. The clown dancers, I had decided on that 2 weeks before.
Really?
Yeah. Because I had an airbrush guy. You know, that's LA. I had my homegirl selling her bamboos. I had the old school backdrop. The lowrider, shout out to my god pops and my pop Snoop. It was both of their car clubs that popped out. And yeah, I had just tapped in with Boomer the Clown, like, hey, like, can you come to my show? Like, it's on a Thursday, which, he was like, it's fine, yeah, like, we'll come out. So everything just fall into place, but I just feel like for my first show, it was intimate first and foremost, but I just wanted it to represent me, showing who LA Wray is. Like, I'm West Coast, so I feel like I executed.
And you did something that was interesting, and I felt like it was intentional as well. Usually when you go to people's shows, and again, it's no knock, but because of various situations, whether the promoters or the venue, a lot of times before the artist actually goes up, there's a lot of openers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
With the LA Wray experience, we didn't have that. No. You know what I mean? You had one person that popped up before. Salute to who shout that person out.
Bria.
Again.
Shout out to Bria. Oh my goodness. She's just a woman of God, and like just with my journey I'm on with Christ, I just already knew who I wanted to open for me. And so she does amazing spoken word poetry. So when me and my best friend Morgan started planning the show, I was like, I want Bria to open. Yeah. This was actually after my Why video shoot, when we start saying, my best friend Morgan's the one that told me, like, you need to do a show.
Wow.
Because just seeing how many people popped out for me for my video shoot, she was like, imagine a show. And I was just like, dang, like, I don't want nobody. I don't want it to be like a Ray and Friends type of situation. I want it to be me, solely me. I want it to be a venue where everybody could pay attention to me. Like, it's so crazy because we went to another venue. We was about to lock in, and then one of my dancers, shout out to Alexis, I was just watching her story, and she bartends at the Soul. And I was like, what the hell? And she was like, yeah, just you and Morgan come down this weekend, check it out, blase. And that was that.
You know what's funny? We've done a few events at the Soul, and I think this is prior to the pandemic. I didn't even know they were open again. Yeah. So like to see that, I was like, when you said, I'm like, oh, they back open.
It's so crazy. That was a lot of people reaction too. Yeah. Like, the Soul, I know where that's at.
Man, Soul venue. I mean, they've had a lot of my wife Tasha. She's done a couple of brunches there. Yeah. And then we had an event for Homegrown there. I think one of our Halloween parties or whatever years ago. And then the pandemic happened, so it was like a lot of venues shut down or whatnot. So when I saw, I'm like, wait a minute, okay, they back open doing their thing. Exactly. And it worked out, man. Again, just an incredible experience. I want to take it back to some of your previous projects, and the reason why I'm going to say this one, because you just said it, you didn't want the LA Wray experience to be LA Wray and Friends. Right. And that was the name of one of your projects, right?
Wray and Friends.
Wray and Friends.
Yes, it was.
So talk about that. Was that your first project?
No, my first project was just the beginning, but it got took down, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
We're gonna talk about it.
I didn't pay for it. My distro kid. We gonna keep it a stack.
Okay. So it's still pending. It's still in there.
Yeah,
so,
it's still floating.
It's still floating. You just gotta,
make something shake.
Right.
So yeah, the next one was Wray and Friends.
Okay.
And it's so crazy with Wray and Friends. I do want to do another one, kind of like Wayne No Ceilings, just continue just dropping that.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be ultimately the plan too under the Wray Experience. I know for like my next one. I want openers.
You want people there, yeah.
I just wanted my first one to be solely about me. And I didn't even want to have a special guest, but it's like I'm in Carson, so I had to have reason.
Shouts to Reason.
You feel me? So it was only right. But yeah, I definitely want to do another Wray and Friends tape, only because it's a lot of amazing artists out here, especially with me living in Inland Empire as well. They got their own community and they are talented. Yeah. Shout out to T-Spokes.
Shouts out to T-Spokes. Amazing.
Triz,
amazing.
Like what I think it's Kaeja, the Christian artist.
I've seen her.
She's cold. Like it's a lot. I can't think right now, but just
the thing is, you can't think there's a lot of them.
You see what I'm saying, and that's great.
It's an amazing thing. You know, I love the fact that I feel like this. I'm not going to say this generation, but it is, I guess, in the context of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The support is there. I love seeing you guys support one another. You know what I mean?
I hate when people continue to complain about it. Like, I feel like when I first started doing music, nobody was supporting me like that. And I had to get humbled by that because, Gina's my best friend.
Yeah, so let's Gina Hughes.
I know A, B, C, and D. So I was cocky. Like, you know what? It's going to happen overnight because I know A, B, and C, such and such. But God humbled me fast. Wow. And I honestly feel like it was necessary for preparation as far as just, what did Heather B say the other day? The music industry is very demonic. And so as far as like preparation with getting my mental health together and just getting closer to Christ, just preparing for what's to come now. So I'm happy that I went through what I went through.
Yeah, because could you imagine like getting, and again, and it's no knock at all because you're still relatively early in your journey, but can you just imagine like, with the technology that we have now, right? It's easy for songs to go viral. Yes. It's easy for moments to go viral. You know what I mean? Just imagine one of the songs that you had with whoever blow up, the attention be on you, and you're just not ready for that moment. I feel like the steps now, you're prepping yourself to be ready for that moment. You know what I mean? You have moments in between that. Like I said, with the Wray Experience, man, just being one of those things of just showing. Well, first, you dropping your last project, the
Four Different Wrays.
Four Different Wrays, yes. Right? I felt like that was the beginning. Like, it was like, because a lot of people have been waiting, like, yo, Ray, what's up? What you doing? What you doing? And you dropping that, showcasing the different personalities of yourself as well, but just giving people music from you. I think that was the first thing. Like, okay, hey, I'm here. Yeah. Now it's like, okay, I'm outside. You can actually see me.
Right.
What had been going on prior to that? You know what I mean? Because I know you've been vocal about, and you said it at the show too, moving to Arizona, coming back. I mean, just life experiences, man. Kind of tap into what was going on in between you dropping music to kind of have you just kind of all over the place and kind of like what brought you back.
Yeah. Honestly, life be life, and first and foremost, I feel like that's for anybody. And with me, I'm big on isolating. I take a step back, making sure myself is together because I work in the mental health field, so it's like I gotta make sure I'm okay before helping the next person.
Right. And for the folks that don't know, what were you doing in the space?
I'm a behavioral health technician. Nice. So I work with those that battles with their mental health.
Gotcha.
Currently. So I'm 8 years in.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Do you think that being in a field like that, you take on the stories and the experiences that you see from people? Obviously, you're dealing with your own stuff too, but like you literally take that stuff home as well, man. How do you navigate in that space of making sure that people are okay, but also doing your best to not bring that into your everyday life?
Exactly. I had to learn early on with, because at first I was working with kids. I was definitely taken at home until I started working with adults. And I remember it was this one client of mine. She was Native American. They're very guarded individuals. And I was really trying to get her some help. And she like denied me, cussing me out, and I broke down crying. Wow. And so I went straight to to my supervisor, and she had a serious conversation with me. Like, we can only meet these people 50-50 halfway. Like, we can't want it more than they, want it for themselves.
Yeah.
And it was just a switch
Wow.
that instantly changed, because I'm a very emotional person. So, that kind of broke me, but it was definitely an eye opener. Like, what, she's right. Like, I could just only leave my mark when I can, when I'm here at whatever job God wants me to be at that time, and just do whatever I can, And I just had to really learn, like I had said, like, I can't want more for a person.
It's funny that we had a conversation, or I had a conversation with Airplane James, and your name was brought up because he said
shout out to Plane.
I didn't even know,
That's my dog.
he was in the foster care system, right?
Yeah.
And he talked about it. We had a candid conversation about it, but he said you were one of the people that kind of like helped him out throughout that process. It's being an adult and processing everything that that he had been through, and but he gave you your props based off of that. And I just thought that was another way. That was just another layer. Like, dog, that's dope. Like, I love the fact that you did something for him that he's gonna take on with his life forever now.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah, man, just another deposit in the LA Ray love. But you mentioned. Well, we haven't talked about it yet, but you said life be life, and moved to Arizona.
Moved to Arizona, was out there for 5 years. I really wanted to move to the South next, Chuck.
Really?
Yes. You
wanted to leave LA?
I was already in Arizona.
So, I see what you're saying. So you were in Arizona, you wanted to move to the South.
Yeah.
So you don't want to come back home? Or
No.
You just...
So I had a conversation a year before with Salas on
Shout
the phone.
to Salas, yeah.
Shout out to Salas. This was our first conversation ever. And I just remember him like telling me, why do you live in Arizona? Like, LA is on a rise for artists. Like, you need to come back home.
Right.
And that's exactly what I did. So
for context, what year was this?
This was it had to have been probably like 2021 or 2022, because I had came back 2023.
Okay. But you were I
was in
Arizona for it was 5 years at that point?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, I went out there in 2017, came back 2023.
Damn. Okay.
Time be flying.
I didn't know that.
Everybody didn't know I really lived out there. Because I was always
you was back and forth. Yeah, you was back and forth enough to the point where I would see you and I was like, okay, she here.
Exactly. But it would mainly be like on weekends. If you think about it.
Yeah.
And so even that, I had to really start like thinking like, dang, like it really be networking events that go on during the week that I can't just fly down, catch a bus down, drive down to go to. Like, I have work, so I got to wait to get off, come down on Friday, go back Sunday. So I'll come back to work on Monday. Like, that was just a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm a hustler. I get it from my mama and my dad. Facts. So it's just in me, So, but at some point I was just like, okay, Morgan, like, you need to go back to the land. Like, you need to be there, show up, be in studio sessions, whatever. Like, I'm all about rubbing shoulders, rubbing elbows. Like, I have to be there to show my face. So shout out to Salas.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
Yes. Yes.
I know we're kind of jumping over the place, but I want to get into this because it's your catalog, it's your body of work. So we talked about Wray and Friends.
Yes.
We talked about Four Different Wrays, the EP, which is your latest project that you dropped.
Yes, sir.
In between that, the Family EP.
Yes.
So
that's my dog.
So talk about your journey and your growth between each project, what you felt like you learned between those.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about new music, because I know a lot of people, have been wondering like, yo, what's going on?
Exactly.
What's going on?
I love
me specifically, and I'll tell you why. But what did you learn between each project? You said Wray and Friends, that was just kind of in a sentence. What was that one about?
Sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Yeah.
Okay. The Family EP.
First of all, shout out to KG. Shout out for I Am Get Right. We was always in the studio together, so we was just like, let's do a tape together.
Okay.
And KG is the one that I have with on WAMP. So what was that time? Just me. I guess it was testing my pen because I was working with males.
Got you.
And I love working with males.
Is it the competitive nature?
Yes.
Is it showing up, like wanting to prove that, yo, I got it just as much as...
I can bar up too.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I was at with it with the family. Shout out to my dogs.
Man.
And then fast forward to just Four Different Wrays, just a peek of what's to come as far as the growth. You know, starting off with flaws, just being very vulnerable on there, as far as just realizing what it is I have to work on as a woman, and just how far I've come as an artist as well, for people to say like, oh my God, just her growth. And that's going back to Wray Experience, why I wanted to be very intimate, for people to feel that. What was my next song? Showtime. You know, ooh, love me a little two-step. Love me the lowrider vibes. G-Funk is my thing. Definitely, I feel like with the project, I just wanted to be versatile, because I don't want to be in a box. Like, you know, crabs in a barrel. Yeah. Can't do that. I'm a legend in the making, so I got to get up out of that. So Showtime, I just had to put the West Coast vibe on there. And, you know, this your song.
Man,
and when you first heard this your song.
I lost my shit. Because prior to that, I knew about a few of the songs, but the Womp was the one that really like broke through. That's where it was like, okay.
Yeah, like I see where she coming.
She on her shit with this one, right? So this your song was like that same type of energy. Like, okay, like she got something to prove, and she's showing up and showing that it's not just a one-time thing. Like she can get in pocket with these records. So yeah, I love that. I love that.
Love everything about this your song. That's my favorite song, honestly.
And then why?
Shout out to my big cousin Liska on my dad's side. So, you know, I'm Panamanian. All of my family is from Panama. So I remember one conversation we had, and she was like, why don't you start, you know, getting your Caribbean like bag, you know? I was like, I don't know Spanish. She said, so? She said, like, literally,
they gonna ask me how to say,
I don't know nothing.
Right.
Like, I don't know. She was like, so, like, you're West Coast, we get that, but like, you know, put your, you know, juice to it. Like, you know, put a spin to it, and that's okay. Like, you know, and I was like, all right, let me try it. So I told my producer, shout out to Gully, that, you know, let's do an Afro beat. And then, why?
Man.
Yeah, that's...
And I love that you showcase four different Wrays.
Yes.
Like, and, you know, obviously the title is self-explanatory.
Yes.
So with the Wray Experience...
Yes, sir.
You show people, I'm back outside. I'm here. And I got to make this very clear, and I feel like a lot of artists need to see this and take a page out of your book from that. Like, it's okay to throw your own show.
Yes.
Put yourself on.
Yes.
If nobody's going to give you an opportunity, or things aren't moving the way you see fit, it's okay to invest in yourself and make that happen, right? And I think that's why the respect I have for you just jumped up even more. I'm like, oh man, she's creating her own opportunity, something that we preach all the time. Like, just do it. It's easier said than done.
Absolutely.
You know, and I want to get into the pros and cons of doing that for yourself, but I was just so glad that you did that. But even with that, I was like, okay, some music's about to be happening soon.
Yeah.
And I know it's happening.
Yeah.
But what can we expect from Wray? Like, when is the music dropping? Are you in the works with something? Like, talk about the experience now that we are post Wray Experience, and what can we be expecting? Some new music from Wray.
Absolutely expecting some new music. The goal is July.
Okay.
August.
Okay.
You
September,
know?
October. No.
Nah, look, you.
November, December. Nah.
Yeah, but I'm working.
Okay.
Know that.
So, do you have a goal in mind in terms of like, let's just play a game.
Okay.
How many records do you want to have done
this year alone?
For the project to be complete.
For this project, probably like a good 12.
12. How many songs do you have ready to go on that project right now? None. Okay, so we still at 0.
Yes.
And is there a reason for this? Are you still getting the ducks in a row? Is it overthinking? Is it just, you know, things haven't lined up the right way? Like, where is it for you?
I feel like with me being so focused with the Wray Experience, that's all I was locked in on.
Got you.
And so I took a break. I actually have a session tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's where we about to be at.
Got you.
Yeah.
You want it all. Okay.
Yeah, it's go time.
Yeah. No, I'm like, yo, that I feel like the momentum
is exactly. It's here.
It's
so
here.
I gotta just keep on coming with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like Ray, man. I love that you've created opportunities for yourself.
Thank you.
One thing I wanted to kind of hit on, you said something about, it was really on the tip of like, the word is slipping my mind. You didn't say the actual word, entitlement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Gina Views and all the amazing things that she's doing. That being your best friend, and you saying like, oh, I just felt like I kind of like that. That was my girl, and these opportunities should come to me. When did you said God humbled you? What was that wake up call for you to say, okay, I got to regroup and kind of figure this out and understand that nothing is old.
Right.
I have to earn this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
When she first started doing her ciphers.
Got it.
And so I'm not saying I felt the way about her not ever like asking me to do it. That was just an eye opener for myself. Like, oh, I need to start putting myself out there so I can be on one of the ciphers. Yeah. And so fast forward, I was on the first cipher with Pro Club with her. Fire. So it's all, like you said, it's all about God's timing and just me having to learn that. It's not about my timing at all. Right. And even with me getting on that cipher, I felt like I was already set a sound for myself, cadence, tone, everything. When I got in there, I did it first take. Come on.
First take.
Stop playing with me. Okay. But like all in all, like I'm just not an opportunist or just like a fan. Or I don't even know the word for it, but like just to ask for favors. Right. Like I want you to see me working. Yeah. And then we'll have a conversation when it's time. Yeah. Like even when I first met you, it was at the West Coast shoot. Confidential video shoot, Chuck.
Yep. Yeah, I remember.
And Morgan was like, "Do you know what that is?" I was like, "Yes, bitch."
She said, yeah.
And I remember when we left, we was just turning the car. We was like, "That's gonna be the first radio station you gonna be on with Chuck." Look where we at, Chuck.
Wow, that is wild.
I cannot make this up.
I did not know that. You didn't tell me that.
I swear.
We've talked plenty of times
yes,
after that.
Yes, we have. I just don't want you to think I'm fanned out.
No, but we've never talked about that.
Because we built a bond, a relationship, a rapport.
Me and Ray will be in the club just chopping
for an hour.
For an hour, just about life. And that's why I said this goes beyond music. I'm a fan of the music, but I'm a fan of you as a person, man.
And it was supposed to happen like that. Man. Thank you. Likewise.
So what's so funny about that video shoot is that was the first time that I realized that all of the seeds that we had planted with Homegrown had flourished. And I was like, dude, look at all these artists in here that's working together.
What? Who was there? Sham, Plain was there, KB, Epic.
Dude.
Keelan.
Desi there too?
Desi was there. Was he even doing Corner Store then?
I don't think he was doing Corner Store then. That was prior to Corner Store. If he was, it may have been like one episode or two episodes in. Because I know Epic was the very first one he did.
Yes, and I was like number 20.
See? Like, so, but just to see the camaraderie of the artists and just look at the landscape of like, oh man, this is fire. Some people that I knew, some people that I didn't know.
Right, exactly.
But I was just like, I love seeing the landscape of this LA hip hop. Because, a lot of people have a lot of shit to say.
Exactly.
And we can't get caught up in the noise.
Exactly.
Right?
Come on.
And I just love how everybody's supporting each other and just making it happen. So that was the first time. That was, I want to say like 3, maybe 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
2021. Because that's when I did the WAMP video.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, shout out to DJ Artistic. That was his house.
Yes,
too,
yes. Oh, you got the little lake. Okay. Man. I know that's right.
Artistic used to throw. He hasn't thrown a party in a while, but he used to have some legendary parties at his spot.
Shout out to Artistic.
But yeah, that was the first time I was like, dude, man, to see, like, for once, I was like, okay with, if not saying that I am, but if I decide to hang it up, I'm like, the mission, that's when I started saying, the mission has been accomplished. Because when we started, there were no opportunities. I'm not going to say no. There was very few and limited opportunities. It was, you can literally count the platforms like on one hand, right? And the artists that were working together, we knew it, the circles and the cliques and whatnot, but just to see people working together, I'm like, oh, there's multiple opportunities, people working together. The mission is accomplished. So what we set to do, this is the harvest of it. So man, both had a connection at that video shoot. That's fire, man. That's fire. Man. I love to ask people, the year can't end without you doing what? What's on your bucket list? It could be career wise, it could be life wise, it can be whatever. Like what the year can't end without LA Wray doing what?
Taking a trip.
Where you want to go?
I'm going to Panama in 2 weeks.
So you doing it?
Yeah.
This shit is happening.
Yeah.
You going to? Have you've been there before or no?
I've been when I was 8 years old with my grandmother, and I had an asthma attack.
Are you?
So I was kind of scared.
That's not.
It's funny.
It's not. No, it's nothing funny.
But my mom like, ain't nothing funny about that.
Nothing funny about that. You still got asthma?
I don't know. We finna see.
What you mean we finna see?
I mean, it went away.
Do you got an inhaler still or no?
No.
When did your asthma go away?
I don't know. I guess when I came back.
From Panama?
Because
wait a minute.
It wasn't
got no
a
real
thing.
asthma. That was only one time?
I swear. Because it's very humid. I remember the humidity out there. It's very humid.
So you didn't really have asthma then?
I don't know, Chuck.
How you?
That's what the doctor told my granny.
You false flagging when you show asthma. No, so the thing is, I'm a real asthmatic. That's why.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you ain't got to apologize. My asthma.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
I'm dead. Don't false flag with your asthma.
My bad.
I had the albuterol.
I'm just going.
I had the Ventolin.
Oh, it's real.
It was real.
It was
but
real.
Mine, I was asking since mine, like when we had the apartment in Inglewood with homegrown, like that 2012, right before I got married, it went away.
Yeah.
And I grew up with it. I had I had to have treatments and all that. So I was wondering, like, yo, yours just went away too?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I had seizures when I was a kid.
Oh, she don't want y'all to one up me now.
No, I wasn't.
I'm fucking with you. That's
up
not...
until how old, Mom? Like 5th grade.
Wow.
It was the epilepsy one. So it was. I remember my mom took. I swear, my mom took me to a cheerleading tryouts for the Inglewood Jets, and during the tryouts, so with epilepsy, you stare off into space, like you just be somewhere else. And I remember the coach going up to my mom and whispering something in her ear, and I just start crying because I already knew, like, damn, it must have happened just now. So, because I would never feel when I'm in the moment of having a seizure.
Look, I'm very ignorant to it.
Yeah.
How do you feel like in those moments? How do you feel? Is it just like you freeze? Do you feel pain? Like
just like I'm just in La La Land for real.
Really?
I think it was one where I really felt myself in it. I was in a classroom in 4th grade. This was when I started going to public school, and I was like, oh my God, it just happened just now. But I ended up growing out of it.
Do you have in that time, do you have a sense of like how long you're in it or out of it?
No.
Wow, that's got to be scary.
Yeah, that was insane.
Wow.
We was in and out of the hospital. I remember she was on me about taking my medication. Shout out to my mom, man, because I just can only imagine as a mother having to witness that and then having to get CAT scans damn near every month. Like, I remember that to a T.
But you're saying that eventually went away.
Yes,
okay.
that's what I was saying.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It's very much possible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So one thing that, and I'm gonna refer back to this, and I'll bring it full circle.
Okay.
When this is at the music and media event, one of the things, and I apologize. I don't apologize. It is what
That's
it is.
right.
I
Hey.
got emotional up there,
Aww.
right? But one thing that got me there was seeing my mom's front row.
Come on now.
Right, and then I just remember like the support that she had and has for me throughout my career. I talk to a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
And one of the common themes is that when you're on this journey, whether it be music, creative, or something that's not the traditional path that gets you money, so to speak.
Yeah.
Sometimes family just don't get it, and it's no harm, no foul.
Right.
But even with my mom not knowing the business, the entertainment business, she still supported, right? And that's what I love about you and your family.
Yes.
Talk about the importance of that, whether, moms believed from jump or didn't, like the fact that she was in your corner the whole time.
Absolutely.
She's in your corner, right?
Yeah.
Supporting. Like
Yes.
how important is that for you on your journey, pursuing this?
Yes. First and foremost, I boo-hooed, cried in there when you shout out your mom. I just really want you to know I'm happy my videographer didn't get that.
They got all of me.
Because I felt it, because just how I feel for my mom.
Yeah.
Like anywhere I go, she's there, no question. And I feel like I'm so adamant about that because you just don't know. You just don't know. I don't want to talk about that.
For
I'm
sure.
gonna get emotional. But so I just want her to be on this journey with me. When I first heard her, I want to start rapping, she laughed.
Really? In a sense of like, wait.
Like, girl, you serious?
You serious?
I'm like, I'm serious. And I forgot what song I sent her. She was like, oh, you rapping. You could do this. And I'm a music head because of my mom. Yeah. And that's just ultimately, that's
what
just
was
what
mom's
it is.
listening to back in the day? Like,
Little Kim,
okay.
R. Kelly, Isley Brothers, just 112.
Mm-hmm.
What else, mama? MC Light, Foxy Brown. Like,
did that lead into the inspirations too?
Yeah.
Really? Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist? We're not finna ask me that.
I'm about to ask you because I know what you about to say.
What you think I'm finna say?
You a fan? You a fan? You a fan?
Oh my God, Chuck!
You a fan? You a fan? You a fan? It's okay.
I am an Aubrey fan.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so let me break it down. I just love that he's a storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's ultimately where I kind of got it from.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love like just the breakdown in the middle of a song, like the switch.
Yeah.
Like I just gravitated to him. I remember I became a fan of him when him and Wayne dropped Ransom.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. I was like, yeah, he got it. Like, And so I'm sorry, y'all. So of course Drake.
Why you apologizing? Don't apologize about that, man. Nah, man. Look,
still West Coast.
It's okay. Listen, I'm curious what your reaction was to everything that's been happening, transpiring throughout this last year, right? Because I can imagine I even seen Gina talk about it. She was like, "Man, I got my name because of you, Gina Views, right?" And she's been public about her thoughts throughout this whole battle, but for you, we're removed from it. It is what it is. What were your thoughts as this whole thing was happening? Were you like, all right, he's got to come back? Yeah, he gonna come with something.
Yeah,
all them stories you been saying, you ain't got one story right now.
Hey, you feel me? Like, dang, just in a vote. Like, come on. But I just
it's frustrating now. She can't even think about it. That's crazy.
Kendrick stood on all 10 and I respect it.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't even be biased. I was tweeting through all of it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even be biased about it.
Yeah.
This is music. This is what we supposed to be doing. Like, fast forward even with the Joey Badass situation and shit. Like, this is what the fuck you supposed to be doing.
Barn up.
And so, like, even like throughout the years, everybody try to compare Drake and Kendrick. Mm-hmm. You feel me? J. Cole.
It's been wrong. Yeah,
it's like they are both in a lane of their own. Let's not do that. Yeah. So when it got to this point, I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again. What's that game? You know what I'm talking about. I don't know. But
I was thinking about DMX. Here we go again. I thought you was going that way. But I mean, and that's the whole thing with this. There's back and forth. I don't like the narrative that you can't be you can't be a fan of one and the other. I think that's where, it just got crazy within everything. It's like, and I see it online. The moment you tweet about Kendrick, you got some owls in your comments.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. Vice versa is the other way around.
Yeah,
it's like it's okay to be a Drake fan. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like if you respect him as an artist, that's fine.
Yes.
It's okay. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So that's your favorite artist. Now, is there anybody that you've either been in the studio with, met throughout this whole process that you are a fan of that you were like, damn, just wow moments for you, whether it be in the studio or meeting somebody like throughout the years, like for you?
This was like a serious LA moment. So when I got out of high school, it was Joe Moses, T-Fly, Dom, and Problem.
Wow.
So fast forward, I was working with Mike and Keys.
Shouts out to Mike and Keys.
Shout out to Mike and Keys. And so, Problem works with them as well. And so while we just in the studio, I'm just like, never am I in the studio with Problem. Like, you feel me? And this for my LA natives, for real. Like, people don't understand how much of a GOAT Problem is.
Absolutely.
For real. Like, just got to give him his flowers. Yeah. And so I just remember it was a conversation we had. And he was like, okay, you can rap. It's like, that's what it is. But it's like, what it is, what do you do that stands out in each song? Like, what's going to capture somebody's ear? Like, And so just for him to take time and have that conversation with me it was just something I hold on to. And he's just a cool dude.
Yeah, man. Salute to Prop, man. He's literally like a utility belt. He can do everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Literally, he's so cold. Like, just give me in the studio. He gonna drop something. He can make a tape in one day.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to end up at.
What we said? That's what?
That's where I want to end up
That's
doing,
what you
being
wanted
at.
to. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Damn, dude. I'm there. Okay. Morgan versus L.A. Wray.
Yes.
Is there a difference? If so, what is the difference between Morgan and L.A. Wray?
I feel like Morgan is the 9 to 5.
Okay.
Put my Amazon voice on. Zoom meetings, meeting with clients, making sure their mental is good.
Mm-hmm.
L.A. Wray is a switch. Like I like a different personality. Like
Yeah.
I really don't even know for real. Like damn, L.A. Wray. Just because I feel like, of course, both Morgan and L.A. Wray is authentic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just L.A. Wray is just more spicy. Like I'm here.
Yeah.
Like
In your face.
like
Mm-hmm.
and Morgan is just more so like shy, observing. Like just so used to my village.
Yeah.
Like L.A. Wray, we got a network. We
Right.
got shit. Like
Do you enjoy that side of it?
as far as what?
Networking and all the things that it takes to be an artist, because I mean at the end of the day
Pros and
it's
cons.
an independent, it's a music business,
And we
you
have
know?
to do it.
Yeah,
Like Heather had said,
Yeah.
like you have to be cool with people you don't like.
right.
And that's where I'm at with it.
So one thing you did, we'll end in just a second, but I love the fact that again at the music and media man, when Heather B, you asked a question and she's like, "What do you do?" She's like,
Right.
"I rap." She's like, "Well, rap."
Right.
You,
Yeah.
What?
That's L.A. Wray.
showed up and showed
See,
out. That's
see-
L.A. Wray.
Okay, so that's a perfect
Okay.
example, Chuck. Like literally, I was Morgan.
When you went up and asked a question,
I was Morgan, and then she said rap.
L.A.
L.A. Ray came on. I'm like,
Wow.
all right, clap, y'all. Let's
Yeah.
let's get it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Going back to Salas. Shout out to Salas. He told me it don't matter. Have something written in a vote, like
Go.
because it's
Yeah.
going to be somebody that's going to tell you to go. Like, what do you do? Like on the spot. So that's just what it was. I'm like, all right, let's get it.
Look, man.
So that was a perfect example.
I just love to see the growth. I love to see the potential. I love these conversations with you, man.
Yes,
and I want to see more of L.A. Wray.
Yes, I
want to see
promise
you
I'm
out
coming.
there, man.
I'm
I
coming.
appreciate these conversations. I just put this in here for reference, and this is the first of many, man.
Yes, sir.
If there's anything you want to tell the people before we get up out of here, what's that one thing you want to let the people know?
What I want to let the people know is whatever it is that you're currently going to not give up on yourself. Always lean on God and not your own understanding. And just know this is all a part of your testimony. It's all about your process, all a part of your journey. And make sure to lean on your village. You cannot do this by yourself. I know I always advocate about myself isolating a lot, but I have a whole village behind me that checks in on me. And when I'm feeling like I need to reach out to them, I do. So do not be afraid. And also, if you're currently struggling with your mental health, please do not be against going to therapy. I feel like a lot of people, especially the Black community, they always feel like going to therapy means you're crazy. And that's far from the case. Right. You're taking that step to acknowledge and addressing the traumas and the triggers that you continue to go through. So get help. And that's just showing like self-love. Like, you're willing to want to take that step. So God bless.
God bless, man.
Yes.
L.A. Wray, I appreciate you. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. Thank you, Chuck
More,
Dizzle.
Come on, man.
You
First
feel
of
me?
many, man. We
I'm gonna be back.
long time coming, man. But I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on through, man.
Thank you
Be
for
on the lookout
having
for
me.
everything L.A. Wray.
Yes, sir.
She's gonna go to Panama and then she's gonna come back with some music. all
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Chuck Dizzle, keep it in homegrown. We live and direct. Catch y'all next time.